Are you ready for tax season 2022? Let me quickly bring you up to speed on things. The deadline for filing your 2021 tax return is April 18th, 2022, but due to the Patriots Day, people in Massachusetts and Maine will have to file theirs by April 19th. So with tax day fast approaching, I want to provide you with all the information you need to know. After all, there are a lot of new tax changes to keep track of, including stimulus check payments, expanded child tax credits, allowable deductions, and general credits. First things first, do you even have to file taxes? Here's the deal, whether you have to file a tax return in 2022 depends on your income, your tax filing status, age, and other considerations. Not to forget, it also depends on whether someone else can claim you as a tax dependent. And even if you don't have to file taxes, you might want to do it anyway. Let me tell you why. You might very well qualify for a tax break that could generate a refund, which means you're gonna get money back. That said, consider tax filing if you had income tax withheld from your paychecks, like at a standard W-2 9-to-5 job, you made estimated tax payments or had last year's refund applied to this year's estimated tax, you qualify for certain tax credits. Now, when can you start filing taxes for 2022? The IRS set the start of tax season as Monday, January 24th, 2022. So the action is already on as of the posting of this video. Moving ahead, how are your taxes determined? The US government decides how much tax you need to pay by dividing your taxable income into chunks known as tax brackets. Each bracket has a corresponding tax rate, but here's something you should know. You won't pay that tax rate on your entire income. This is something people often get wrong, no matter which bracket you fall into. I have to mention that the tax system here in the United States is progressive, which essentially means that people with higher taxable incomes are subject to higher federal income tax rates, and people with lower taxable incomes are subject to lower federal income tax rates. That said, there are 7 marginal tax rates at the federal level: 10%, 12%, 22%, 24%, 32%, 35%, and 37%. Now, what about filing requirements for dependents? The Internal Revenue Service has different filing specifications for people claimed as dependents, like on another person's return. For dependents, filing status, age, and income received are considered, whether earned or unearned. Let me just elaborate on these two. Earned income includes salaries, professional fees, wages, tips, and taxable scholarships. Also fellowships and grants. Unearned income includes unemployment compensation, ordinary dividends, taxable interest, capital gain distributions, annuities, taxable Social Security benefits, pensions, and distributions from a trust. Now on to standard deductions. If the current tax rates have got you feeling a little discouraged, you'll be happy to know that there's actually a silver lining with regards to how much taxes you owe the government. I'm talking about standard deductions. A standard deduction is a specific amount from your income that is not taxed. So by claiming this deduction, you reduce your taxable income and consequently the total taxes you pay to the IRS. For April 2022, the standard deduction is $12,950 if you're a single filer or married but filing separately, up from $12,550 in 2021. As for joint filers and surviving spouses, the amount is $25,900 up to $25,100 last year. The last category is for the head of household, or breadwinner in layman terms, who can claim $19,400 in deductions, $600 more than last year. Now, before you go for a standard deduction, note that doing so means forfeiting other tax deductions like charitable donations or medical cost. And you can't itemize your tax returns too. The federal child tax credit. Talking of tax saving, the federal child tax credit is another way to reduce your tax burden. Basically, CTC is a tax benefit you can enjoy as a taxpayer for having dependent children, as long as they're under 18 years of age. You get a fixed credit amount that reduces your tax liability, and you can claim refunds or advance payments monthly if you decide to. The child tax credit for 2022 is $2,000, but there's one condition to qualify. You have to fall in either the low income or moderate income bracket. So if your gross income is $150,000 for joint filers, $112,500 for head of household, or $75,000 as a single filer, your credit decreases from $2,000. On to capital gains tax rates. It's not just your salary that's subject to taxes. If you have assets, you may be liable for capital gains taxes. Basically, these are taxes you owe the IRS whenever you sell a stock, bond, real estate, or other assets at a profit, otherwise known as capital gains. Capital gains taxes can either be short-term, in which case it would just follow the regular income tax rates, or they can be long-term, where the rate is 0%, 15%, or 20%. I actually have a full video on how to start investing in stocks where I go more in depth on taxes in regards to stocks and how they work with selling and buying stocks specifically. So check that out if that's something else you're interested in. And if you're enjoying this video, be sure to subscribe because it is scientifically proven that when you subscribe, your net worth goes up. I mean, look at the graph. You can't argue with facts. Now, let's quickly go over the process of filing your taxes. First thing, pick your tax filing method. There are basically 3 ways you can file taxes in the US. You can go the traditional way and manually fill out IRS Form 1040 or Form 1040 SR, then mail it to the tax authorities. While that may work, there is no guarantee that your mail will arrive on time. It's better to level tax filing software or get an experienced tax expert to assist you. Next, break down your taxes guided by the 2022 tax chart. Divide your income for each tax bracket, starting from the lowest amount going up. Confused? Say you've earned an annual salary of $50,000. That means at first, $9,950 will be taxed at 10%. The next $30,574 at 12%, and the last $9,476 at 22%. On to the next thing, collect all your tax-related proof or documents. This information includes everything that affects your taxes, including charitable donations, deductible expenses, IRA contributions, and so on. You can make a checklist so that you don't leave anything out. Next, settle your taxes. Now that you know how much you owe the IRS and have all the proper supporting documents, it's sadly time to pay up. The IRS offers several payment options, including bank transfer, e-payment, check, cash, and so on. I hope this video was good and helped you as a beginner to understand a little bit more about taxes. With everything said, I hope this will help you file those 2022 taxes much more efficiently, and it'll be a much less stressful situation. If you enjoyed watching and want me to create more informative videos like this, please remember to like the video and subscribe, and also leave a comment so we can keep the conversation going. It really helps out a lot. I appreciate you. I'll see you next time.